Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am Danielle and this is chapter 11, A Midwinter's Tale, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, okay? I know this is late, I apologize. I actually watched this last week and I just never took any notes, but I didn't mind watching it again because I like this episode. So, we start off with them flashing back to around Christmas time when Suzy and Sabrina were about 10 years old, it appears, and Mr. Putnam and Hilda are talking about a child that has gone missing in town. And, you know, have you heard about it? And Mr. Putnam says, you know, this isn't the first time this has happened. So, we come to present time, and Zelda has made up a backstory for baby Letitia, saying that, you know, she's some long lost relative from the old country that they are taking care of. So they're doing their like winter solstice festivities, and they light the Yule log and say a prayer. And the Yule log is supposed to keep out all of the nasty things that like to come around, because the winter solstice is the is when the veil is thinnest. So Sabrina tells Ambrose that she wants to hold a seance to get in touch with her mother, find out why she has unfinished business, why she's in limbo, you know, and what should she do about Harvey, you know, since she's been there, done that, and she was immortal. Wants to know, you know, how did she take it when she first found out that Edward was a warlock. So we end up going on over to the school, and Wardwell is praying to the Dark Lord, wanting to know why hasn't she been called home to the pit, give her a sign, anything. And then Sabrina walks in. So Sabrina tells her she wants to have a seance and she wants to borrow the Book of the Dead. So Wardwell is like, I'm not going to be able to, you know, change your mind, am I? And you're just going to go to the academy and ask them for a book, right? So here you go. So Sabrina ends up running into, you know, Suzy and Roz at the school and invites them to the seance. And, you know, they're looking like a deer caught in headlights. And she's like, is it too soon or too weird? And Roz is like, it's too weird. And Suzy's like, it's too soon. So they switch subjects. It's like awkward moment. They switch subjects and Roz is like, you know, guess what? You know, tell us, Suzy. And Suzy's like, I'm the Jingles elf, which is what she always wanted to be. And tells, you know, Sabrina, come on down and, you know, see me do my thing. And she's like, I'll be there. And she sees Harvey off in the distance and goes on and talk to him and give him his Christmas present, which is some enchanted colored pencils that will never wear down. And ask him, you know, how is he doing? How's his dad doing? Harvey's like, he's drinking really bad. This is the worst it's ever been. You know, he doesn't want any help. He's tried to, you know, get some help for him, but no. So Sabrina wants to know, does he still feel the same way, that every time that he sees her, he thinks of his brother? And he's like, yeah, but it's getting better. So Roz ends up going to see Suzy as Jingles and ask her, does she need a ride home? And, you know, Suzy's like, no. And as Roz is leaving, she's looking at the Santa like she sees something, like she has a vision, or she can see something about him or something. So Suzy is helping Mr. Bartell, which is the Santa's name. And, you know, it's like the store is closed and everything. And he wants to know, you know, do you have some large family gathering or anything going on, trying to figure out how many people are going to be looking for her when he snatched her ass. And she's like, no, it's just me and my dad. So, you know, he talks about how he usually has to go out and look for the prettiest child to harvest, but you right here, and puts the bag over her poor head and kidnaps her. Okay, so we see Wardwell in her house with like this huge gingerbread house replica of the Spellman house, and little cookies and stuff with that looks like, you know, Hilda and everybody that lived there. And Wardwell doesn't want Sabrina finding out anything from her mother that is going to, you know, turn her away from the path of night and, you know, whatever mission it is that the Dark Lord has for Sabrina. So she pours the Yule log out So that, you know, mischief and spirits and everything can come in. So while Sabrina is doing a seance, because Sabrina ends up inviting the Weird Sisters to do the seance with her, since, you know, Suzie and Roz weren't ready for that. During the seance, some spirits of children come down the chimney. We hear children laughing and things, and they come through the chimney. And Sabrina doesn't get a chance to really get any answers from her mother or anything before, you know, the children that come in start interfering with the seance. And Agatha can sense and is like, you know what, something's going on, something's interfering, and I'm breaking the connection. So the children are causing trouble. It's the Yule Lads. They're causing trouble, knocking the Christmas tree over and everything. Hilda sees it. Zelda comes in, notices the Yule Logs, like, you know, we got to run and tell Ambrose and Sabrina and warn them. And Zelda runs upstairs, and before they can break the connection completely, or before Diana can disappear, rather, Zelda sees Diana. So she just, you know, swears up and down that Sabrina's the one that put this Yule log out so she could talk to her mother. So Ambrose asked Sabrina, you know, will she try again, since she didn't get any answers? And she's like, maybe she'll try in the new year. So Hilda is being messed with in the kitchen. Well, the Yule Lads are messing with Ambrose too, down in the morgue, making spirits rise, making the bodies rise in the morgue and mess with him and everything. And then they're messing with Hilda, messing with her stuff, moving, you know, her rolling pin and everything, and make a bunch of knives drop out of the ceiling in a circle around her, doing a bunch of extra stuff. So what I do love, though, and I have to say this, I love how much of a kitchen witch Hilda is. Like, to me, like, she's low-key, like, the most powerful one in the family to me, because the food always look good. So she can really get you. You know what I'm saying? Everything. It could be, you know, so many different spells going on, working together for that whole meal. Like, she's low-key powerful to me because of her kitchen witchery. But okay, that's enough of that. I got ahead of myself. Sabrina ends up making some eggnog that's like a secret recipe of Hilda's that is going to make Harvey's dad kick his alcohol addiction. Okay. Then the spirit's messing with Ambrose and messing with Hilda. They take the baby, and they put the poor baby in the oven, and the oven was preheating. I know it's fake, but I really hate shit like that when they mess with babies and stuff like that in the movies, like the movie or TV shows, whatever, period. Like The Witch, when they took that baby and made a flying ointment out the baby. I don't like stuff like that. Like, leave the innocents alone. So they figure out it's the Yule Lads, and they have to call Gryla. The only way that the Yule Lads are going to leave is if Gryla tells them to. And Gryla is this ancient witch that was tricked into eating her own child by another witch in her coven. It was a famine. They're like, okay, well, we gonna eat our kids to survive. And they ate Gryla's child first, and then the other witch backed out and didn't kill her child. So for the past 1,000 years, she's been snatching people's children. Usually children that are orphans, but she'll take anybody's child. And because some man left her way back when, she don't like men and she will eat them. So, excuse me, they end up summoning Gryla so they can make her an offer so she can take these damn children with her. And they go hide Sabrina, because she don't want to take the baby over anything they're going to offer. So they end up offering her a bunch of, Hilda's creations. And she's like, do you have some gin? Okay, listen, I ate my own child. I need some hard, something harder than these cupcakes over here. So she's like, drink with me. They drink with her. She's like, this will suffice. And she calls her lads home. But the lads make so much damn noise to go with her, they end up making the baby cry. And Gryla's like, oh, you got a baby in the house? Oh, no, ma'am. That's what I want. So, her and Zelda are basically, having a pissing match over who can stake claim over this child. And then Diana shows up because she's like, Sabrina invoked me, for mortal spirits and, witch spirits alike to help. And the demon Lucy took my left hand and Lucia took my right hand, and I'm here and I'm wearing their crown, and I'll decide, what's going to become of this child. So she says, put the baby in a circle. Y'all are going to each take a hand, and whoever has the strength to pull the baby out of the circle gets the baby. So Zelda's like, they start doing it, and Zelda's like, Gryla can have the child because I'm not going to rip this child apart. And so Diana's like, okay, well, it's Gryla's child. So she takes the child, takes the lads, and she goes on back up to the mountains. Where she lives. And turns out Diana helped Sabrina put a changeling spell on a teddy bear. So she ended up taking a teddy bear and not really the baby. So, hold on, excuse me a minute. Okay, so Roz ends up coming to the house to tell the Spellmans how Suzy never came home, and Mr. Putnam, is on the phone with the police, but how she saw this vision, and, it looked like some demon sort of thing. So Hilda's like, wait a minute, Bartell, that's the name of like some Yule demon. She in trouble. They're very powerful at this time of the year, and we're going to need some help. So Zelda's like, okay, well, we're going to call Gryla back. And Sabrina's like, well, why in the world would Gryla help us after we just tricked her? But Gryla, didn't, really want to hurt her child. I mean, it's like somebody got to die. It's desperate times call for desperate measures type things. And, who would really want to eat their damn child and be tricked in that kind of way? So she's definitely, got an axe to grind with anybody that hurts kids. So she ends up helping them out. We see Suzy is strapped down and the demon is taunting her, and then we hear children laughing. And Gryla shows up. It's like, you hurt kids, demon, and that won't do. So the lads let Suzy unlatch Suzy because she's locked down on the table, and Gryla's like, hold up. So you go. Are you alone in the world? No, I have my father. Okay, well, you can go because you don't want to see what I'm about to do to this demon over here. So she runs outside, and Sabrina and Hilda and Zelda are there, take her to her father and make some kind of, one of Hilda's concoctions so that he won't remember the past 12 hours. And Roz is at the house watching over the baby. So Ambrose ends up teleporting her home so there won't be any suspicion with her parents. So all is well. They save Suzy, and Zelda ends up deciding that Letitia would be safer with Desmelda in the woods and, learning the old ways, and she'll still visit her since she's her night mother and all of that jazz. So Diana ends up visiting Sabrina and answers her questions, and, tells her she didn't move on because she was afraid that no one was going to be able to love and protect Sabrina like she could. And she sees, that she's loved, she's protected, she's fine. So Sabrina asked her what she would do about Harvey. And Diana's like, listen, I followed Edward as far as I could on the path of night, and I wouldn't lead a damn soul, no one else, down this path. So, Sabrina, she doesn't really want to hear that. Let's be real. She doesn't really realize the severity of what it means to be a witch and all the shit she be doing. So Harvey ends up coming by and, you know, thanks Sabrina for all of her help, but tells her, listen, I don't want you giving me anything magical. You know, I appreciate you trying to help me out and know my father isn't drinking a drop of alcohol anymore, but I don't trust the magic. Don't do magic around me. Don't give me anything magical. And gives her those colored pencils back. And, you know, she all crying and upset, but she'll get over it. So, they're all sitting around, you know, resting from all of the hoopla that's gone down. And Hilda's like, you know, hopefully they can get through Witch Epiphany without any hiccups. So I'm thinking that's going to be the first episode tomorrow. Witch Epiphany, we'll see. Hopefully they don't make us wait too hard, you know, or long for Witch Epiphany. So we see 3 demon wise men. 3 wise demons instead of 3 wise men. Come out of what looks like the mines. And they're each holding a gift, I assume. I mean, I'm getting wise men vibes. And they walk toward the town. And that's how it ends, y'all. New season drops tomorrow. I am definitely going to watch it and see what is going on. So y'all stay tuned and come back. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And for those who have subscribed, thank you. Hi! Welcome. Okay, so yeah. We'll see what pops off tomorrow, okay? I'm excited. I hope it's good. I hope it's even better than the first season. Okay, fingers crossed. Bye, guys.